Whispers of the Heart, Chapter 3. The morning light streamed through the window of Elara's cozy cottage, casting soft shadows on the walls and illuminating the pages of her open notebook. She had spent the past hour jotting down thoughts and ideas that bubbled to the surface. Inspired by the previous day's adventures with Liam, the way he spoke about art, his passion evident in every word, had ignited a fire within her, a reminder of her own creative aspirations that had long lain dormant. Elara took a sip of her coffee, savoring its warmth as she flipped through her notebook. Filled with sketches and fragments of prose, the pages were a chaotic tapestry of her thoughts, and each line a piece of her heart. She envisioned her story blossoming like the vibrant flowers that adorned her windowsill, yearning for the sunlight of inspiration. As she prepared for the day ahead, a familiar flutter of excitement filled her chest. She had texted Liam that morning, suggesting they meet at the beach to explore some ideas for their collaboration. To her delight, he had responded quickly, expressing enthusiasm as the prospect of spending more time together. After dressing in a light, breezy sundress that danced around her knees, Elara grabbed her camera and set out, the salty air filling her lungs as she made her way toward the beach. The familiar sound of waves crashing against the shore greeted her like an old friend, and she felt a smile spread across her face. When she arrived, she spotted Liam sitting on a driftwood log, this silhouette framed against the backdrop of the glistening ocean. He looked up as she approached, a grin spreading across his handsome face, and Elara's heart skipped a beat. "Hey, you made it," he called out, his voice warm and inviting. "Wouldn't miss it for the world," Elara replied, her pulse quickening as she settled beside him. The sun hung high on the sky, casting a golden glow that wrapped around them like a cozy blanket. "Today I thought we could talk about how to blend our creative styles," Liam suggested, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Your photography has a unique way of capturing emotion, and I'd love to explore how we can intertwine that with my art." "I'd love that," Elara exclaimed, feeling her excitement swell. "I've been thinking a lot about how to convey the story behind each piece you create. Your paintings have such depth. It feels like they tell a story waiting to be unveiled." Liam nodded, his gaze focused on the waves. "Exactly. The ocean has a rhythm that speaks to me, and I want to translate that into my art. But I also want to incorporate the stories that lie beneath the surface, the emotions that resonate with people." They fell into a comfortable rhythm, discussing ideas as the sound of the waves provided a soothing soundtrack to their conversation. Elara pulled out her camera, snapping candid shots of Liam as he animatedly shared his thoughts. The way he spoke with such passion made her heart flutter, and she found herself captivated not just by his art, but by the man behind it. As the sun climbed higher, casting a warm glow on the sand, Elara suggested they try an exercise. Each of them would find something in their surroundings that inspired them and create a short piece, a photo and a written piece that represented that inspiration. Liam agreed, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Let's do it. I'll paint something that reflects what I feel from the ocean, and you can capture a moment that resonates with you." "Sounds perfect," Elara said, a smile tugging at her lips. "Let's meet back here in an hour?" "Deal," Liam replied, his expression brightening. "I can't wait to see what you come up with." With that, they parted ways, each immersed in their creative process. Elara wandered along the beach, her camera in hand, searching for inspiration. She felt the cool sand beneath her feet and listened to the rhythmic ebb and flow of the waves, allowing nature to guide her. As she walked, she spotted a group of children playing near the water, their laughter ringing like music in the air. They chased the waves, squealing as the water rushed over their feet. The joy on their faces was infectious, and Elara instinctively raised her camera, capturing the carefree spirit of childhood. One photograph caught her eye. A young girl, her hair dancing in the breeze, stood with her arms outstretched as if embracing the ocean. In that moment, Elara saw not just a child, but a symbol of freedom and joy, a reminder of the innocence that often gets lost in the complexities of adulthood. Feeling inspired, Elara quickly jotted down her thoughts in her notebook, pouring her heart into the words that flowed like the tide. The scene resonated deeply with her, evoking memories of her own childhood spent by the sea, free and unburdened by the weight of the world. After some time, she returned to the spot where they had agreed to meet. Liam was already there, a canvas propped up beside him, brush in hand. He looked focused, and Elara couldn't help but admire the way he transformed the colors of the ocean into strokes of vibrant paint. "What did you find?" he asked, without looking up, his concentration evident in his furrowed brow. "I captured a moment of pure joy," Elara replied, her heart racing with excitement. "A little girl was embracing the ocean, and it reminded me of how beautiful and freeing it feels to let go." Liam looked up, his interest piqued. "I'd love to see it." As she showed him the photograph, his eyes widened with appreciation. "You have a real gift for capturing emotion," he said, his voice sincere. "This is incredible." Elara felt a rush of warmth at his compliment. "Thank you. And what about your painting?" Liam turned the canvas toward her, revealing a breathtaking depiction of the ocean, the colors swirling together in a dance of blues and greens. "I wanted to capture the way the waves seem alive, each crest and trough telling a story of its own," he explained. "It's not finished, but I think it reflects the energy I feel from the sea." "It's beautiful," Elara replied, genuinely moved. "You've captured the essence of the ocean perfectly." They spent the next hour exchanging thoughts and ideas, each one building on the other's inspiration. The sun began its descent, casting a warm golden hue over everything, creating a magical ambiance that wrapped around them like a cocoon. With the light fading, Elara took one last photograph of Liam in the golden hour, the soft light highlighting the contours of his face. She felt a sense of intimacy in that moment, a connection that transcended words. "Can I see that one?" he asked, a hint of curiosity in his voice. Elara turned the camera to him, and their eyes met, the air thick with unspoken emotions. "You look amazing in this light," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Liam took a moment to absorb the photograph, and when he looked back at her, his gaze lingered. "You have a way of seeing things that others miss," he said softly. "It's refreshing." Elara felt her cheeks flush at the compliment, the warmth spreading through her like a gentle wave. "Thank you," she replied, her heart racing. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in a kaleidoscope of colors, Elara knew this day would remain etched in her memory. It wasn't just about the art that they had created together. It was about the connection they were building, a bond that felt both exhilarating and terrifying. "Let's do this again," Liam suggested, breaking the spell that had enveloped them. "I think we're on to something special here." "I'd love that," Elara replied, her heart soaring. "There's so much more to explore." They packed up their things, their minds buzzing with ideas, and made their way back along the beach. The sound of the waves accompanied them, a constant reminder of the magic that surrounded them. As they reached the entrance to the beach, Liam turned to her, his expression earnest. "I'm really glad we met, Elara," he said, his voice sincere. "I feel like we could create something truly beautiful together." "Me too," Elara replied, her heart fluttering. "I've been feeling inspired in ways I haven't been in a long time." With a final shared smile, they exchanged numbers again, the promise of future collaboration hanging in the air like a sweet secret. As Elara walked back to her cottage, the sunset painting the sky behind her, she couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning, a beautiful, tangled web of art, emotion, and perhaps something more. If you like this chapter of Whispers of the Heart, please leave a like, comment, and don't forget to share and follow, and stay tuned for Chapter 4 of Whispers of the Heart.